Hey guys, I am really excited because today I am doing something that I've never done before and I'm bringing you with me. So you know that I'm on my way to getting healthier, and that's not necessarily just meaning losing weight. Losing weight is a byproduct of getting healthier. I am concentrating more on eating better. I'm not counting calories, I'm not doing any of that. I'm just trying to eat real foods. If you watched the 10 tips to losing weight naturally without being on a diet that I did as a part of Braid Girls with Off Grid with Doug and Stacy, you know that one of the best ways to get healthier is to incorporate fermented foods into your diet. I was really excited this past weekend. I was at my local farmer's market and found a box of organic cabbage on sale for $8, and I got a crock for my birthday this past April, and I hadn't used it yet. That's what we're gonna do today. So buckle up, Buttercup. We are making sauerkraut in a crock. All right, so I have been chopping and shredding away at this cabbage. I'm gonna bring you in and show you what I've done. So far, I have got 4 pounds already shredded, and I'm just gonna show you how I do this last pound. So here's how I'm gonna take the core out. I'm gonna cut my cabbage in half and quarters. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I have a mandolin. I actually bought this. This is a Pampered Chef mandolin. I got it for $5 off of Facebook, where people like to resell their stuff. But whether you do this with a mandolin or whether you do it with a knife, the goal is to get your cabbage about the width of a dime. All right, 5 pounds. Now my hands are very clean. I've got some pickling salt that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna sprinkle this tablespoon of pickling salt over the cabbage. I'm gonna work it in. I'm gonna add another layer of cabbage, work in more salt, then add the last of the cabbage, work in more salt, and then we'll come back. Just wanted to show, I don't know if you can tell, but this is already starting to release water, which is exactly what you want. That's going to create your brine. And in the crock, there has to be enough brine that it covers the stones, which I'm going to show you in a little bit. And if there's not, I'm actually going to have to make some. So I'm hoping this will release enough water to submerge the stones. I'm going to switch mediums here for a second because this is really wearing my my hands out. I really have no idea how long I'm supposed to do this. I'm just gonna do it until it feels right. Okay, so I have left this sit for probably about 15 minutes. It's rendered some liquid, but not a lot. So I may have to make some extra brine, which sometimes that's gonna happen. So we're gonna put this in the crock and see if that's gonna be the case. So this is the crock. Here we go. My kids are watching the Andy Griffith Show. Probably one of the only suitable things on television to watch. Okay, get that down in there. All right, I'm gonna mash this down some more. And I think I'm gonna let it sit a little bit longer because I'm really hoping it's gonna render its own brine. All right, friends, I went ahead and walked away from this for a little bit longer just to see if it would continue to make its own brine. And I don't know if you can see this, but it is. Do you see the water coming up? So I'm gonna keep letting this sit and hopefully make enough water that I can submerge the stones. I'm supposed to be able to submerge these weights. There's 2 of them. It's in half, so that way you can fit it in there. So about 1/2 inch at least above the stone. So there's still a lot of brine left to be made. So I look insane, but I resent that remark. Anyway, so I decided to take a little break and rest, probably why my hair looks so crazy. And I was watching, who is it? I can't remember. It's a homemaker, The Life of a Homemaker, I think is what she's called. The Life of a Homemaker, and she was doing a grocery haul and in her meal plan, and she talked about making egg salad sandwiches, and I love egg salad sandwiches. Will you please get out of my way? Oh, Parker, the dishwasher is unloaded, which means y'all can put your dirty dishes in the dishwasher. Why is that such a hard concept? As I was saying, I had not had an egg salad sandwich in 50 bajillion years. Seriously. And so I thought, I'm gonna go check on my kraut and I'm going to make me some egg salad sandwiches. One sandwich. And then I guess I'm going to have to make some brine because there's not enough liquid rendering out of my cabbage. All right, so I'm gonna put that on. Let's check out the kraut liquid here. I'm gonna have to charge my phone. Look at my hair. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the benefits of using a crock. Now, if you ferment in a mason jar, it's gonna work. The only difference is you have to remember to burp your mason jar every day because with all the activity, it builds up air that you have to let out. But with a crock, it is designed, there is a reservoir at the top here, okay? And when you set your lid in here, you have this lip. Now what you do is you fill that lip with water. And what happens is it creates a seal where fresh air cannot get in, but it allows the air that builds up inside the crock to come out. So you have a lot of bubbling in your crock pot or in your crock. So what's going to happen is I am going to, according to the instructions, the crock instructions, is once my liquid gets to where I want it, I put the stones in, I submerge them in the liquid, then I'm going to put the lid on, I fill the reservoir with water, and then I'm going to set this out on a counter in my kitchen because it's the warmest area in the house for a couple of days. And I think the warmth is supposed to kind of help kickstart the fermentation process. And then after that, I'm going to put it in probably this white wash tub or one like it and set it in a cool dark spot, which is most likely going to be my hall closet. There are no windows in the hallway. It is in the central location of the house. It is the coolest spot in the house. So I'm gonna set that in there, and then it's gonna hang out for several weeks, about 6 weeks. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to keep checking on it because I can't let that water reservoir get dry because then it will allow fresh air to get inside the crock, which will ruin the fermentation process. So I just have to make sure to keep checking on it to keep that reservoir full. All right, so I'm fixing to make me some lunch. I really don't want to have to make brine. I want it to make its own. That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, I'm gonna make me some egg salad. All right, folks, I have waited and waited and waited, and I am still not getting enough liquid to submerge the weights. So what I've done over here is I have a quart of water in a saucepan with a tablespoon and a half of pickling salt. That is according to the USDA's recommendations. My understanding is that for every gallon of water you use 6 tablespoons of pickling salt. I don't need that much. So we're going to bring this to a boil, let that salt dissolve, and then we have to let it get completely cool before we add it to our kraut. Alright guys, my brine that I've had to make on the stovetop is cool enough to pour in here. It's about room temperature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these stones in. The liquid is supposed to go about an inch or so over the stones. So we're going to pour our liquid in there. All right. So now I'm going to wipe this clean. I did wash this before I put anything in it, but I just want to make sure. Now we put the lid on, and then we fill the lid with water. All right, so that's it. Like I said before, from here on out, I have to check and make sure that this reservoir stays full of water, so that way there's no fresh air getting in to my crock. I'm gonna make a mark on my calendar so that way I can remember when I started this. That way I'll know when this should be done. So this is gonna stay on my countertop for the first couple of days and then move into the closet for the duration of the fermentation process. Okay guys, that was it for today. Don't forget to go over to the Fundamental Home where Amanda is making a small batch of sauerkraut. So that way you can kind of see what to do if you're just making a small batch. So, all right, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.